Always tracking, always alerting. Here's your Storm Track 15 weather.
Okay, here we go. 5:45. Happy Friday. We made it. However, it is hot and humid and just wet, if you will.
You got it. Adam, any hope for today, or is this the norm?
No, actually, we've seen improvements already because of a cold front that has slid its way through. But this front is not going to bring a drastic temperature change. It is going to help dry the air out, and that is going to make us feel a whole lot better. In fact, earlier we could not really see much out from our Hub City Tower camera, but now you're able to see downtown pretty clearly, and that is because those northerly winds are kicking on in. Now, it's not an instant process, but through the morning time, we are going to start to see that drier air filter its way on in. Ville Platte is down to 70 degrees. It's 72 in Opelousas, and Lafayette has fallen 2 degrees within the past hour. So we are starting to see the impacts from that front, which you can kind of see here on radar. There's that thin green line. You'll see it move from north to south. That front is now offshore, and we are firmly in that warmer but drier air. So this afternoon, after starting off this morning with a lot of humidity around, we see temperatures climb to near 90, but it's going to feel a little bit better. Not what we saw yesterday or the day before. Tomorrow morning, actually fairly pleasant, dropping into the mid-60s here in Acadiana. And then for your Saturday, we'll have a mixture of sun and clouds. Those temperatures in the low to mid-80s. So it'll be warm, but not too bad. However, we do have to turn our attention to Mother's Day because starting Sunday at 7 a.m., we could actually have a few showers around. But what concerns me is what happens after that, because by 9 o'clock, we see a first batch of rain approaching the area. Now, this model is actually pretty wet for Sunday. Other models say Sunday should remain mostly dry, at least during the daylight hours. But I want to show you kind of worst case scenario, where we could get those storms developing here after the lunch hour. And look at this. It builds up some very heavy rain that then moves across the same areas here, what we call training, and that could cause a flood concern going into the evening hours on your Sunday and then your Monday. In fact, the flood threat for both Sunday and Monday is a level 2 risk, which means we have to pay close attention here to the forecast. Now, I'm going to go more on the side of a drier Mother's Day for the time being, where much of the day we just see a lot of clouds. Your temperatures start out in the 60s, so if you're going to take mom for breakfast, should be fine. Lunch should be fine. Early afternoon, though, that's where we start to pick up those rain chances. And then later on in the day, as we get closer to sunset, I think those rain chances will really begin to increase. We have another round of storms that looks to move through on Monday. Again, we're going to be watching for this flood threat here early in the week, possibly a break on Tuesday before we see more rain chances returning by the middle to end of next week.
Lots of muddy paws to come. That's all I keep thinking about. We had an incident yesterday, but okay, Adam, thank you so much.
Poor Eli.
I know. Poor Eli.